Welcome, beautiful family of light. I decided today to hop on and do a reading for the collective, and I've asked Spirit specifically to speak directly to people who are following or subscribe to my channel so that we can sort of narrow it down, because obviously the collective is very wide. So the first question that I asked Spirit on all of our behalf is, what does Spirit want us to know at this time or to be aware of? And the first card I received just now is Eight of Water, which is also the Eight of Cups. I would like to read from the book for you because it's so perfect at this time when all of us are going through spiritual awakenings on different levels. You are feeling the need to move on. What once interested you has lost its charm, and you are seeking more meaning and rewards. You've grown spiritually and emotionally, and you yearn to leave the past behind. These changes will bring the benefits you desire. The inward search for answers is rewarded at this time. Don't let anything distract you from your true path. If you feel a void in your life, fill it in healthy ways. I would definitely, what Spirit always recommends is obviously meditation every single day. Not only to connect with the divine and to open up to receive guidance, but spending some time in quiet contemplation or in meditation gives our minds a time to just stop and get a time to catch up, to see what is really going on. It is an opportunity for us to go within and actually sense what we are feeling, what our emotions are telling us, what our inner children are crying out for. If you are feeling very lonely or very empty, nothing can fill that void as well as self-love. So many of us have had long journeys learning how to love ourselves, and it is something that I plan on also teaching people on a bigger scale than I do now, because now I only do it in one-on-one sessions, and there's such a great need for it, so I will definitely give that a priority. They talk about a relocation or change in your job or relationships is possible at this time. It's all about choosing to leave painful situations behind that no longer serve, and accepting the changes need to happen in order for us to serve and in order for us to grow. What people don't always realize is that if you ask for change in your life, if you want to see improvement in your relationships or in your finances, or just in the feeling, the sense of that there's meaning to your life, that you actually contribute, then if you want things to change, you actually need to change a few things. It sounds so obvious, but it isn't always that obvious. We tend to spend our days in and out doing the exact same things, thinking the same thoughts, taking the same actions, making the same mistakes. We keep on coming back to our old ways, the familiar ways, and then we wonder why our lives are stuck and why things need to crash outside of ourselves in order to get us to move. We are all going through spiritual awakening on different levels. There are many who are only now awakening for the first time, and then there are others like myself who have been awakened since I was 5, in fact, and reawakened during many different stages of my life. And so we all can always learn and grow more and expand. This is why we are here on the earth. In fact, the lessons and the changes never stop. My life has been so full of so many big shifts and changes, and nowadays I surrender to the divine, and I trust that all of it is happening for me, to serve me. It is for my highest good and for my growth and expansion. And when we surrender to the divine, trusting that we are always divinely guided and protected, that we are always divinely provided for, it is a wonderful feeling of faith and to know that we are safe and we are loved. So it also talks about the search for spiritual fulfillment and dealing with feelings of burnout. So many of us, including myself, I took this past weekend off all to myself because I tend to be a workaholic. I'm either completely in my feminine, which is I channel, I go with the flow, I get up when I want to, I'm soft and flowy and dreamy, or I get stuck in the masculine. I start working and focusing on my goals, and then I'm so in my head that I'm not able to really hear my guidance as well. I have to really force myself to stop and to bring balance. So I will also be sharing a video of guidance from what I've already received, the energy report for September 2021 from the Divine for all of us, where that is something we need to look at, is to bring balance back into our lives between our feminine and masculine within. And so I will talk more about it in that. And when you feel burnt out, when you feel overwhelmed, when you feel exhausted, even if you rest, you don't feel recharged and rejuvenated. It is very, very important that you need to look at every aspect of your life honestly and look at what you need to change and then actually make the change for yourself. And it might be in the short term. Maybe you decide for 3 days you're not even going to go online at all, because in my case, I'm a super empath. So being on Facebook, it can feel uplifting and like it's boosting me because I follow so many positive pages and people, but it does in fact drain our life force energy very much, and on an empathic level as well. So now I would like to ask Spirit, what do we as the collective need to focus on at this time in this month that's coming? This is so beautiful. This is literally what I'm going through at this time, and I'm very in tune with the collective. And it's another 8, which I think is so brilliant. 8 of air, which is also the 8 of swords in the tarot. Let me just get the booklet. So 8 of air is all about the illusion of being trapped, where we have these habitual fears that come up and limiting beliefs where we don't believe that we can really achieve what we set our minds to, or we might experience some physical challenges, illness, financial troubles. Perhaps your business isn't succeeding or going according to what you plan as your ego. And 8 of air lets us know that we are always divinely guided and protected, that anything that is not of love is an illusion of the matrix, the Maya that we live in, and that we can let it go at all times. It is not a process that ever ends. It is something that we continuously have to do, just like I said with the 8 of water, that 8 of water, I also forgot to mention that water indicates emotions, feelings, and air refers to thoughts. So both of those we need to look at. Where are we limiting ourselves? Are we blocking our emotions and not allowing ourselves to actually feel what we're really feeling and being honest with what we're feeling and experiencing in life? And thoughts are so extremely important because we literally create our reality with our thoughts and our emotions, also our actions. And if we're not willing to look at these illusions as they come up, we never actually make progress. Let me just read from the booklet. You needn't stay in your present situation if you are unhappy. Although you may feel there's no way out, look again. There are plenty of possibilities for freeing yourself from this situation in a healthy, harmonious way. First, though, you must feel more confident about your abilities. Believe in yourself and keep your thoughts positive right now. The key to freedom and success at this time is to see the truth of the situation and then to act with faith. That is just, again, always, Spirit's messages are always so absolutely perfect for all of us. And I know in my life, some old challenges and limiting beliefs that I've held onto for practically, I would say, my adult life has come up for me to look at again. And at first I felt so overwhelmed by all of these challenges. Just for a few moments, I'm so grateful that by now I do have the insight and the wisdom to know better. So I immediately ask for help and guidance, and I do receive my answers in such amazing, magical ways. I would like for all of you to also let me know in the comments below if these messages resonate with you at this time and if they actually help you, because these are messages of guidance from the divine directly for you. If you're watching, this is for you. So additional meanings of this card is confusion, feeling helpless, the tendency to see oneself as a victim, and being afraid to take action. I definitely, for myself, know that, as I said before, that I don't always balance things very well, and it is something that I need to work on within myself. And on a day-to-day basis, I do make time. I always meditate. I do make time to journal and to sit outside. I have this beautiful fire pit out in nature with my cats. They always show up. Somehow they know that I'm there. I don't know how they do it. They're magical. And then we just sit there and being. I always say that we're not human doings, we are human beings. We are meant to not always go, go, go and do and be productive. We were raised, I know myself, I was raised to always be the best of the best at everything that I do, to always push myself harder. I've been an entrepreneur working for myself for over 20 years now, and so my income and my success is absolutely dependent on me working hard and going for it. But I've seen time and again that when I bring balance and I actually make time to chill out, to switch off, and to nurture my inner child, to play, to laugh, and to make time for friends in between, my work is so much more successful. Everything works out far better. Do you hear that? We have little monkeys on the farm next door. I live next to a nature reserve, so I don't know if you can hear them, but I take every single sign and synchronicity in my life as a message from the divine. So monkeys mean that we need to lighten up and play and have some fun. These ones sound like they're fighting, and I'm sure it's because that sort of represents the fight that we have with ourselves. We feel like we need to be more responsible. We need to get this going, you know. We feel that if you're a light worker, which you probably are if you're watching my channel, we feel this urge. We need to save the world. We're here to do work, but it's like we can't quite get there. And even though I work on my calling every single day, in everything that I do, it's a part of who I am. It feels like I'm treading water sometimes and I'm not achieving my goals fast enough. And the divine always, always reminds me, the secret isn't to work harder and to go for the goals faster and to achieve, to do more. The trick is to stop, to go within your heart, to be present in the moment, to know that all is well and all is unfolding according to the divine plan, that we can relax and trust that every single thing that we do is what we are supposed to do. As light workers, I can always talk so much for a long time about all of these subjects because it's my passion. But we need to understand that even if you need to take a day off from your service work or your calling, that to maybe do some shadow work or just to allow your feelings to flow and you feel so down and low that you can't really deal with anything, that is perfect. That is what you are meant to do that day. If you encounter blocks and challenges, limiting beliefs come up, it is the perfect opportunity for you to then, instead of trying to fight the blocks and the obstacles, to recognize that these are here as gifts. Everything is love. And these seemingly unsurmountable challenges, they are simply here, innocently saying, hello, here's a limiting belief for you to look at. I want to help you by making you feel uncomfortable, to look at what is stopping you from shining your light. So it's a beautiful gift that we get to use or not. So what I do is I go, it sometimes feels like 2 steps forward, 3 steps back, but I do take my time to actually do my inner child work and my shadow work, and to actually look honestly at everything. It was just now 15:55 on my, which is so beautiful. Number 1 is all about new beginnings. Wow. All about new beginnings. And I'm always, I always say to people, my life is so infused with magic and wonder. And still I have a childlike wonder when I'm always saying, oh wow, but my life is so filled with blessings and magic and wonder because I live a guided life, which I teach others to do. I will let you guys know as soon as it's available. Oh, a little gecko. Hello. I wonder what that means. I actually don't know. It's really beautiful. All right, so I drew another card for us without even asking a question. And 2 cards came out. The 9 of water. So again, we're talking about emotions, but in this case, it's a beautiful, wonderful message of hope. It is the wish fulfillment card. So if we continue doing our best and we continue setting ourselves free from our limiting beliefs, then we get our rewards. Isn't that magnificent? So I myself can feel, I'm very intuitive, I'm psychic, so I can feel things shifting in my life very powerfully, and I am looking forward to receiving all of the abundant gifts that are mine by divine birthright. I've also had to overcome some blocks in receiving recently. Let me just pause so that I can get the booklet. 9 of water, 9 of emotions, also 9 of cups in the tarot. Your wish comes true. That which you've prayed for finally manifests. Your concern should now fade as your efforts are rewarded. Financial hopes are currently realized and good fortune follows you. The simple pleasures in life abound. Luxury and material comforts come to you. You are surrounded by beauty, happiness, and contentment. Love of life, pleasure, freedom, things working out the way you'd hoped, and a sense of self-satisfaction. Woohoo! I love this. So we do need to do the work. We do need to look at our thoughts, our emotions, and allowing them to flow, allowing the discomfort as well, and for us to look at the limiting beliefs and things and actually do the work on releasing them. And then we are rewarded. This is how it works. So you might receive smaller rewards immediately and huge rewards soon, but the sense that I get is that we are all being rewarded very richly for shining our lights very soon. And then the other card that I received, which is so interesting that I received it sort of not as the first card, is Awakening, which is a major arcana card. And Archangel Gabriel, which I work with a lot, is on the card. These cards are so beautiful. So this is also representative of the Hanged Man in Tarot. And it's telling us to look at things from a different perspective. This is part of the lessons that we are learning when we're facing our limiting beliefs and our fears. When we realize that We are experiencing a temporary standstill. It's important to be yourself. The card is telling us that we don't need to. The booklet literally fell open at that spot. When we look at things happening in life, you can choose to see it as a punishment. When a limiting belief comes up, you can choose to look at that as, oh no, like why am I being punished? Or you can actually see it as the blessing that it really is. I'm so grateful for all of the life experience that I have, where I've seen for myself that when we are in crisis, in a time of crisis, going through difficult times, there are so many beautiful blessings in it that we don't always see in the moment. I apologize if you can hear the sounds next door. They are cleaning up the palm trees because we are moving into spring. I live in South Africa. So spring has sprung, hopefully by tomorrow, 1st of September. So with the awakening, as I said in the beginning of the video, we are all still going through spiritual awakening on different levels to new, higher heights. Even those of us who are forerunners or way showers, we sometimes feel so alone because we are right in front, ahead of everyone and ahead of the whole collective. But even we still continuously learn and go deeper, go higher, to higher heights. It's time to review your plans according to this card and look at things from a new perspective. Ask yourself, is it possible that a different approach would work better? Although it may feel like events have come to a standstill, this is only temporary. So make use of this extra time you've been given to rethink your strategies. You may need to step outside of the norm and the mainstream right now and embrace your unique and eclectic beliefs or attitudes. It is also a good moment to be generous with your time, attention, and gifts. This tithing is returned by the universe manifold to you. There are so many people in crisis at the moment. Now, what I always say is people like myself and other empaths that I know, everyone who works with me, many healers come to me for sessions and they put up this front of being perfect and having these beautiful lives and having everything together. But when they come to me, they actually admit to also crumbling under the pressure, also feeling lost and alone, not knowing where to turn next. We are all human. And so you first, if you have the personality as I do, it's a lesson that I've worked hard on learning. It's taken me all of these years. I'm now 50 and I only learned this lesson recently. So because it's my nature to care too much about others, to neglect myself so that I'm able to help and uplift others. And that is not what we are called on doing now. We are meant to strengthen ourselves, go within, work on our own stuff, get strong, nurture ourselves, reinforce ourselves so that we are so resilient and strong within ourselves and our lives are beautiful and filled with love and care for ourselves so that we are so strong that we can then overflow our love and care and be there for others. So yes, as light workers we are called to help the collective, but how can you help someone if you are not strong enough? You need to first focus on yourself. You need to invest in yourself first and then see if you can help another. It's so important. It's such an important lesson, and yes, I'm still learning it as well. So some additional meanings of this card: epiphanies, selflessness, unexpected life changes, the need for patience, the power that lies in being oneself, unusual solutions. And then they talk to us a little bit about Archangel Gabriel. I talk about Archangel Gabriel as a feminine energy because that's how she presents herself to me when we work together. And you are free to talk about Archangel Gabriel in a masculine way. Archangel Gabriel is the angel who helps people become divine messengers of love. When you speak, think, and act from a place of love, others are irresistibly drawn to you. Isn't that just so true? One of my friends is a beautiful oracle and angel card reader in Belgium, and he has such a beautiful warmth inside of himself, and he is truly loving and caring, and he radiates that. And so he receives so many beautiful people supporting and loving him, because what we give out, we receive in return. And what we just need to focus on is to allow ourselves to receive that love, and to realize that it is unconditional love that we are giving and receiving constantly, to keep it in the flow. Alright, so I would like to draw an oracle card now. I wanted to also just show you guys that the card deck that I used now is this one by Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine. This card deck of mine is so old by now. I think it's 15 years old, and you can actually see I've used it so much. And then my oracle cards are probably my favorite. Messenger Oracle by Ravin Phelan, that I will draw a card from now. So I already received 2 messages for us this morning in a different video, and I'm curious to see if they will come out again for us. So let me just tune in a little bit. I'm going to call on Spirit, call on the Divine. Let me shuffle on here, to give us a message of hope, to let us know that all is well, what we can focus on. Share your thoughts. So someone like me, I'm fiercely independent, and it is a trauma response. It is something I've been told again and again to work on, to let go and to trust, and to honestly share my feelings and my thoughts without fear of being rejected or abandoned. It is something this same friend of mine in Belgium and I talked about just this morning. So it is a 41, which adds up to 5, and 5 is about positive changes and challenges. If you overcome your challenges, they become positive changes. And I mean, this Earth dragon on here always reminds me of the dragon that I work with on a regular basis. I'm a Taurus. Mine looks different, but the energy, the essence is very similar. The warmth, the sun, the beauty. Now let me see. I do always add the bit from the booklet because it is beautiful guidance for all of us. You have hopes, dreams, goals, and ideas. Do not guard your ideas jealously, nor keep them locked within for fear that another may steal them or offer ridicule instead of support. It is time to share your vision. Tell Great Spirit and Gaia of your dreams and hopes so that they may send you what you need. Now this I do every day. Speak of your dreams to others. Connect with those who share your goals and hopes, for they may be able to help you realize your dreams sooner. And this I also have been doing with the right people. So all of us are here on the earth at this time to manifest, to ground the light codes for the new earth, and to create heaven on earth. I would love for you to join my soul tribe. If you are interested and if you resonate with my energy, please subscribe and click the bell so that you'll be notified every time that I upload a video. I will be sharing a lot of very valuable free content on here. And if you are a starseed, a light worker, a light warrior, I can guarantee you that there are many light codes that you will be receiving by just listening to my voice. And I would love for you to leave in the comments what type of starseed you are, if you know that you are one already. I'm also a starseed activator, by the way, so I can help you in sessions to activate your gifts and to activate your dormant DNA if you need that. So I loved spending this time with all of you, and I hope that this gave you some guidance and messages of hope from the divine. I'm sending each and every one of you a big, beautiful virtual hug and so much love and light on your journey.